A white man on a horse with a lot of black face people. Like they call him the Piton. They call it Piton.
My baby looking too good, yeah, she perfect. No, she worth it. When she pull up, all them man, them flirting. And yeah, she know that she a dime. Call up on my line. Told her, baby, bring it one time. Yeah. Girl, sit down and relax.
Yo, what's really good though is your girl Yezzir, and you are listening or watching another episode of Hey Sis. Now, for the Christmas period, because you know I love the Christmas season, it's very festive. It's my favorite one after my birthday. I don't think that makes me egotistical. So I decided that in the Hey Sis Grotto, we're gonna have special co-hosts coming through. And today we have got my sis, okay? My good sis right here. I'm gonna let her introduce herself in her own special way to link in with the theme of the show.
Hi, ik heet Maaike. Ik kom uit Nederland. Vandaag gaan we praten over Sinterklaas. If I'm correct.
And in English, especially for the people listening on Spotify, you're thinking, what the heck is going on? So, Indy, could you please break it down for them in English now?
Yes. So, hey guys, my name is Indy. I am from the Netherlands. And today we are going to talk about Sinterklaas.
Sinterklaas. I know it's a bit morbid, I know, on today's episode. But you know, one thing about Hey Sis is that we are going to talk about the good, bad and the ugly, and somehow we always manage to get a laugh in here and there for some reason. I don't know how we do it, but hey, it's always a glass half full, never empty. No. But if you are listening or watching, I want to let you know that we've got a few goals that we're working towards. So as you're watching this episode, make sure you like, subscribe, and don't be stingy. Go ahead and drop a comment. I want to say we have our milestones as well. So we're trying to get 1,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel. So make sure you sub. Last time we were at 6,000 followers. As of today, we are at 7,000 followers on the Instagram page. And that's all because of you. If you're thinking, raw, I've been listening to this, I didn't know they had an Instagram page. Well, we do. So you can go ahead and follow us at HeySis_UK. We drop reels every single day. Okay, you better get into it. And then obviously, what was the last one? Oh, yeah. You can follow us on TikTok. I'm going to drop our handles here. I'm Yezzir everywhere. On TikTok is Yezzi.Yezzir. Indy? If you can remember your TikTok handle, if she's ever on social media.
No, it's different. So mine is, Jesus, that's my foreign name actually. Maaike Indira, which is somewhere here, wherever you go.
It'll be somewhere relevant that you can see it on today. But before we go any further, okay, I just need to get my manners, collect myself. How have you been?
Cold,
I know.
It's not my vibe.
I don't know why I wasn't expecting you to say that. And I was like, I expect you to say it's cold.
Just, I cannot get used to it.
Never.
Apart from that, I'm good. I'm surviving the winters, and as soon as I survive the winters, I'm back to blossoming again.
Yes, but you're always blossoming, man. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Oh, sis,
I'm always proud of you, man.
Thank you. For the side note, she was my first ever sis that I've had here in London.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Actually, no, you did tell me.
2017.
Yeah, you did tell me that actually.
And that was, and we you see me like.
Yeah. Time flies by, 2017. Now we're in a big 2023.
Scary.
What have you been up to lately? I'm trying to act like I don't see you every other week, but for the sake of the show.
Well,
what have you been up to lately?
Look, you always ask me and always surprise you with what I've been up to. So I might find some things to surprise you here. Okay. But no, I'm just trying to create at this point. I think I've been way too long sitting in, trying to create money for a living.
Yeah.
And for it. The whole, going to London is a rat race.
Yeah.
You go in either way, work your ass off to get money for your living, and then before you know it, it's a year by and you have done nothing creative. And as you know, I'm a creative myself.
Yeah.
If we creatives don't create, we get very
moody.
I feel like a little, gets a little depressed. And that's why, especially in the season when the weather is not the greatest, I am trying to do the most. So
that seasonal depression is real, though.
It's not okay, and the weather plays a big role on me. That's why I say, like, I'm gonna go to the studio. I'm gonna dance more. I'm gonna create more. I'm gonna do more videos. I'm gonna reach out to other creatives to like collaborate, because that's when I get my energy. That's where I get my light. That's where I get my power and energy every day to continue. So I've just been searching to find out like who to work with, what do I want to create, and
Now you said something that really like touched me as well, because it's like whether you're born in London or not born in London, you figure out quite early that it is a rat race.
Yeah.
And if you don't kind of take a step back, you get sucked into it, and you're not even living anymore. You're literally living work, dead. But just to kind of break the ice with a few things, because this is your first time on Hey Sis.
I know. Guys, I've been watching this for so long, and I've seen her growing, and I'm so proud. But unfortunately, but this is also one of the things as well. We don't see each other that often. Yeah. Because we don't even live that far. Like, okay, we live far, but like, this is what happens. You meet great people, and then eventually you don't actually see them as much as you want to see them because of the life, because of the London life you're living. And that is sad. Like, at the end of the day, it's all about spending time with each other. It's all about, like, obviously it's not all about that, but it is technically what makes me happy. Yeah. It's my family I've created here. A family such as yourself and dad, mom.
Oh yeah. Shout out to them if they are watching. Shout out. Papa Yezzir, Mama Yezzir. They were like, when are you going to get her on
sis as well? Sis and bro, can't forget them either. Come on, man.
Oh yeah, of course. So you've seen Sis on the show as well? Yeah, I never thought that would happen.
Do you know what?
I never thought she'd come on, the hippie.
I love her.
Shout to you.
She's just, shout
She's probably watching as well. We're going to deep dive here. Because I would like to think, as sisters, we would give sisterly advice to one another.
Which we have been doing for years.
Many a times we've done that. Yeah. So it's only right that we give sisterly advice to not just our Hey Sisters and our Hey Bros, but internationally inclined. So I've got a situation here. That I'm just going to read out. Yeah. And we're just going to tackle this together. Yeah. We're one big happy family. So I'm just going to go ahead and read this. The person is anonymous. Okay, we're going to respect their privacy. Okay.
We love that.
We do love it. So here we go. I'm a guy who's below average in attractiveness, but can't seem to feel fulfilled by or attracted to women in my league. Should I force myself to settle? I guess you can tell from the question that I'm a total knob when it comes to dating. I'm 27 and spent my life ignoring and intimidated by the dating aspect. Now I'm getting a bit comfortable with it and had a couple dates already, but I'm realizing I don't have much going for me. I'm not tall, I'm not a smooth talker, but I do have a fit build and good sense of style. Anyway, the question to more experienced guys and gals: should I try shooting for someone I'm attracted to, but who's out of my league? Or should I be happy with someone I'm only mildly attracted to physically, but can enjoy my time around? I don't want to fall into the only wants the ones he can't have category, and I don't want to be swallowed either, but I can't control who I'm attracted to. Have you ever had similar thoughts or concerns? Your face literally says it all. Don't scratch your head. Don't scratch your head.
So sorry.
Don't scratch your head. First thing that comes
to shot her.
It's yeah, you know what? Yeah, shoot your shot.
No, but I seriously think like people just reading themselves way too low. The first sentence.
What's the first sentence?
I'm below.
I'm a guy who's below average in attractiveness.
First of all, why are you putting yourself down like that?
Not coming on a motivation tactic. I like it though. Soften the blow.
No, but like I get it. You have to be honest. But what makes you think that is? I think it's a social media.
So what do you think? Social media is the one that makes you feel like, okay, this is attractive and this is what's unattractive?
Well, I think we are very much trying to paint an image of what is this and what is good or what is not good, of what is beautiful and what's not beautiful. I think we are very, very much going that way, and I hate it. I absolutely hate it. So therefore, first of all, everyone has their, I can say, yes, not everyone is that attractive in a way of like they have some sort of, I think attractiveness comes from within. Yeah. You can, and the thing is with men, women put makeup on. Men don't, men are not really able to do that. So if you're just ugly, you're ugly. That was not my words because I didn't say somebody's unattractive, but if somebody has a certain facial structure.
Oh, nice.
Facial, women often little pump here, got a little jawline, little get this and little that. So therefore, I get that men, when they feel their physique or their face is a certain type of way, then it is what it is. But therefore, he says he has great style. I think he said his physique is
fit build.
Yeah, fit build. So you are doing enough to level yourself up to a certain standard, and I think.
So is it okay to go for people that are out of your league?
Well, what is out of your league? Is it out of your league because you decided it's out of your league, or is it out of the league because your image or whatever is painted says it's out of your league? I don't think worth the shot 100%. So
you're saying 100%. Someone should always shoot their shot no matter what society says.
Who is society to blame if you're going to shoot your shot? Yes or no? Society.
But that's what he feels like, in a sense of, and maybe you're struggling, because if you are struggling with what you like, maybe there comes a time in your life where you just have to be a bit more realistic. And if realistic means settling, do we have to look at it in a negative way?
I get that, but I feel like my mom used to say,
yes,
my mom used to say, because
this
is what it is, guys. On every pot fits like a lid.
Yeah.
So every pan has a lid. Anything has a lid. Not everything, but what?
Yeah.
What there's a lid for. So which is the saying is that for everyone is somebody. So if you're thinking, oh, I'm gonna go out of my league, or I'm trying to go like lower or not really what I'm attractive to. If you just continue loving yourself, if you continue like building on yourself, somebody will come on your path, you'll be surprisingly thinking, oh, I'm actually attracted to that person. I actually like that person. I actually think the person is my standards, and that will fit you.
Okay.
But I think you're looking too hard.
Okay, so he's overthinking it, overprocessing.
Overthinking it. Just live your life. Just focus on you. And then before you know it, somebody that is your league, that you are fancying, is coming and likes you just as much as you like them.
Okay, so no matter what, this is how I'm taking it, yeah. So no matter what, never settle. Because if you keep shooting your shot for what you want, you will eventually get what you want. That's what you're saying.
You're going to get bored anyways. If you're going to go for lower, lower standards, to say it that way, you're going to eventually miss something, or think, what if, or looking at other things, or looking at other people, looking at, oh, but why doesn't she have this, or why does he doesn't have that, or you're going to, it's cool, but you're always going to have that moment. Plus, how are you going to have intimacy if you're not attracted to the person? Let me just sit.
And that brings me to what I was going to say, yeah? Do you believe in soulmates?
Yeah, I do believe in soulmates. I think soulmates are just people that matches your soul incredibly well. And therefore, you, in intimacy, can have different way of intimacy because you are connected differently. And also with like conversations, you can understand maybe each other better, or you want to understand each other better. I definitely do believe there's soulmates are existing.
Because some people hold off, from like dating. They get certain experiences because they're like, you know what? There's this one true love that I'm always going to go for. They exist. And there was something someone said a long time ago. They were like, oh, you only get one lifetime to experience true love. And then after you've missed the boat on that one, that's it. You just have to be practical.
You know what? It's funny because I heard that.
You heard it as well?
It said you got 3 chances. You got to give.
Wait, break that down. So you get 3 chances for true love.
So no, there's 3 chances, and a third one is the right one. If you miss that boat, then you've like, so it's like you have one person.
Yeah.
It's not it. Another person. It's not it. And then the third one you meet, that most likely, the third one's a serious one, okay? Because we are meeting people. It's not the third guy you meet in your life or girl, but the one you're actually trying to, like, you know, maybe want to have a relationship with. And the third one is the one that's what's being said to me. So that's the boat. If you miss that boat,
that's it.
Yeah, you're gonna be having a cold. So you gotta get on the sailor boat or whatever, man. You're gonna have to do it yourself.
You have to do a Titanic or something. You'd have to do a Jack and Rose type of thing. Okay, so final takeaways with that one is basically, whether you're attractive or not, just keep shooting your shot, mate. Mm-hmm. Well, that's it, you know. That is literally the best advice you're gonna get in this situation. I'm not gonna lie.
Don't go lower, because then you're always gonna miss something.
It's true, and especially for men, like you lot don't have the discipline to go lower, so just get what you want. I've never met a happy man that's settled. Have you? Okay, so get what you like and love the one you want. Don't try and say, "Oh, I'm gonna love the one I'm with." That doesn't work. It always ends in tears.
Divorce, all of that.
Cheating, this gets really scandalous. There was we were talking about, obviously, like doing the festive season and everything with Hey Sis, not just doing your bog standard episodes. And you were like, yo, I have something that I really want to bring attention to, because believe it or not, it's still happening now. Yeah. And when you mentioned, I was like, there is no freaking way. And it even disgusts me, the fact that I'm going to have to put pictures up, because visually you're not going to believe this. But because it is something that's done as an actual holiday, it's a festive holiday that happens in Netherlands.
Bigger than Christmas.
It's even bigger than Christmas.
It's bigger than Christmas, babe. Christmas ain't it? I'm gonna go into it in a minute.
Yes, please. And it's something that in the more metropolitan cities like Amsterdam and what's the other one? Rotterdam. There are more people that are, you know, like the Black Lives Matter activists that are there.
They're more aware of it.
They're more aware of it.
Yeah.
But it's still happening a lot on the outskirts, southern side of it. So I'm going to take it over to you.
Yeah.
What is actually going on besides from Christmas in the Netherlands?
I got a little bit goosebumps about it.
I know.
I've been very, very, it's a bit, I'm a proud Dutch.
Yes.
But if there's anything that I can be disgusted by, is the way we have been celebrating this holiday. And I say we have been, it's because simply entire Netherlands has been participating to this. To the point, even people of color have been and weren't aware of it. That's how bad it was. Because it was, I don't necessarily say they weren't aware of it. I think it was such a normalized thing that it almost was like, how can you be against it kind of way. And basically what it is, it's a Sinterklaas. So Sinterklaas is celebrated on the 5th of December in the Netherlands. And what it does is it's a white man on a horse with a lot of black face people. Like they call him the Pieten. They call it Pieten.
Yeah, I think translated is a helper, like St. Peter or something like that. Yeah.
So to give out the presents that he got for the kids. So it's a bit like Christmas.
Yeah, like Santa Claus and his
Jesus.
helpers.
So, so close to each other, Sinterklaas and Santa Claus. But it's very, very likely the same kind of like look. It's all red. It's like a big white beard, like, you know. But then the helpers are black-faced. And I say black-faced is because when the festive is on the 5th of December, and it goes around in the Netherlands, like there's big like
floats and stuff.
Parades and all of that. Kids getting excited, they're going out, presents coming in the house. And the reason why the faces are black, is always have been told, is because they're going through the chimney, and that makes them dirty. And makes them dirty is ended up looking like that. But then hold on, wait a minute. Why is their hair like that? And why do they wear, I think it's almost going to look like a bonnet. Like all of these, I was like, it doesn't make no sense. And more and more I start realizing that it was just, because it's deeper. Yeah, I'm coming from a village. Yeah. I'm not from the city. I moved to the city and then I moved to London. So that means that I come across way more cultures than is actually brought up in the village. So I have been unaware, let me say that, just as much because it's like they're feeding you with it when you're younger. It's the best holiday. Christmas is barely a thing. You don't get presents for Christmas. You get presents for Sinterklaas.
Oh, wow.
If you get presents for Christmas as well, you're rich.
Okay.
You get both.
So it's like 2 holidays technically.
Because it's on the 5th of December, bare presents. Yeah. And then what? You're going to celebrate Christmas again. So you get presents again on the 23rd, the 24th, and 26th when people are having holidays. How many days people celebrating it.
Oh, yeah, true.
So a lot of Dutch families says, no, that's it. Like, it's just that, and that is it only, which is obviously understandable because how many presents are you going to get? But that it's prioritized to be Sinterklaas is deeply sad because there is in these parades, white people are painting themselves black.
Yeah. So it's literally blackface, but saying it's soot from the chimney. Yeah.
Putting on black wigs, black curls, basically.
Yeah.
Making their lipstick like red and but blackface, I mean, like hands are black, everything is black.
Yeah.
Wrists are black because if the kids see that it's not that they're white, then they been caught. So it's not just because they going to the Jesus Christ chimney. Yeah. They're going through that. No, they're going. They classified as black people. So
okay, yeah.
Because they had gloves on and all of that kind of stuff, and obviously you're wearing a top, and we had to like paint our arms so we weren't like being seen as that we were people from the village. So over the years, 5 years ago, let me say that 5 years ago right now, it started to get a bit more of a voice. Like people actually started to say, this is ridiculous, like this is racist, and then there was a whole happening, and I actually looked at it and it was like, I'm finally happy somebody says something about it, because of my way of start living outside that village. I start realizing that it was bad, and why does nobody ever said anything about it? And that really upset me. And it was a moment I remember that when I was going back home for Christmas. I think it was like 3 years ago, and it just all happened. And then they kind of like woke up, and they now said, okay, well, all the Pete's have to be a different color. So purple, red, yellow, whatever it is. That didn't work out. So they stopped doing that.
Why not? Why didn't it work out?
Because it wasn't a vibe, I guess. It wasn't a look or whatever it was. So then they ended up actually wearing, I think some of them was wearing their own hair. So the blonde hair, like straight hair. And they would just start like making dirt on their skin. So when you actually go into one of these chimneys kind of things, you ending up getting dirt like that makes sense. Not literally being not painting yourself black into your ears, because otherwise the kids think you're white. Like, that is ridiculous. So
no, it is, because we have the equivalent hair, but years ago they established that this is wrong. Like gollywogs is what they used to call it. So it's the same thing of like blackface and stuff like that. And England had its time of it. People said it wasn't right. That's like, do you remember like the Aunt Jemima pancakes and stuff like that? Over some time they were like, you know what, this is actually a bad representation of slavery times. We can't keep promoting this on pancakes and forget the history of it.
I'm going to tell you one thing. Oh no, there's another thing.
Is it? What?
You know, you're telling about the food. There was one thing, I can't even say it, but
is it that bad?
They had I'm gonna get you, I'll send you a picture of it.
We're gonna put a picture up.
They call I can't say the word. They call
but what kind of item is it? Like food item?
It's like mousse inside. It's chocolate with mousse inside.
Okay.
And they called it the N kisses.
No.
Yeah, they call it kisses from the
that's mad. That's mad. If there is a picture up of it.
Yeah, they changed that.
How long ago did they change that?
I think only about like a few years ago.
That's crazy because it's even that whole Uncle Ben thing as well. It's like people are like, we can't keep calling it Uncle Ben's rice. Yeah. The history. That's why it's only called Ben's now.
I think it's Ben's, yeah.
Yeah, it's literally just Ben's now. Because we forget, because people commercialize things, they put a smile on it, laughter, they put an ad. People forget the pain that a lot of things came from.
It's gone.
It doesn't mean it's gone. It's still there. So when you're talking about the Santa Claus,
Sinterklaas.
Class.
Yeah.
And they're talking about the fact that it has nothing to do with the transatlantic slave trade and things like that. But it was literally a character created 18 years before slavery was even abolished. So of course it's coming from that same era. And you have people saying, oh, you know, it's a festive season. It means a lot to people. We don't want to end it because we don't want to offend people whose intention wasn't like that. But I think we have to get to a point where we have to be comfortable with telling people, regardless of your intent, it might not be from a bad place. How it's executed and where it stems from is from a bad place. So you have to respect that.
Yezzi, you have to understand,
Yeah.
I thank God to my mum, because my mum has, and that's the thing that I had a conversation with my mum, because my mum gave me, when I was younger, she gave me 2 dolls. I believe I've mentioned this to you before.
Yeah.
She gave me one white one, and she gave me one with collar. And she said, you can choose who you want to play with whenever you want to play with it. And she did that because she knew I was coming from a village, and I was growing up in a village where at that point, when I was younger, there was barely any people of color in that village. So I needed to learn that if I ever was going to go to a city or go to school, that there are also other kids, that they are just the same. And
but what was your experience like? Because you're someone that, unless people really know, it might not always come across that you are of mixed heritage. So what was it like for you growing up in a village where there weren't a lot of people from different mixed backgrounds?
Well, I was just classified white, like Dutch. And I had to do some background checks on because my dad is he's not stamped off Dutch. You can clearly see he's not full on.
Yeah, your dad looks more visibly mixed.
Well, he's just, I'm Dutch.
Okay, that's how he sees himself. Yeah. Okay.
So, and which is I just wanted to know for my own sake, what was there, and for me to come from a place that is culture-wise is not really a thing.
Yeah, it's not. There's not a lot of diversity in a village. I
went home only about a few months ago. Sorry,
that's cool.
I went home only a few months ago, and I was disgusted by the fact that there was no black hair products in my village. Oh, and the reason why I was looking for it, because I took my partner home. And that was also one of the things, because my little niece and my little nephew, they know Sinterklaas and they know blackface as Pete. And there's certain things I had to tell him, look, if you're coming home with me and they're going to see, because obviously he's coming to a white family. Everyone is white. They're white. Yeah. And he's going to come to that family as himself. For the people that listening, he is from Jamaica.
What's that conversation like when you come from a village where it's basically predominantly white? So how do you have that conversation with your partner who is black? Okay, you're coming home to my hometown, XYZ. What did you even say to him?
Well, first of all, I'm just being honest. Yeah. My mom and dad and my brother, they're super receiving. They're super nice. They really respect everyone how they are. But I do think that there's a big ignorance going on in the people in the village, and especially my family. I'm just gonna have to say it, and it's hard to say.
What extended though? Not your immediate.
Immediate family, yeah.
Oh, is it your immediate or extended?
No.
Don't forget to subscribe to Sis UK so you never miss out on an episode.
What's it like having a partner who is black, and then you're going to your hometown, which is predominantly, if not all, white? Yeah. What kind of conversation do you have with him?
It's pretty eased up a bit more, the people in the village. But I had to inform him that, for instance, if I take him home and my nephew and nieces are going to classify him or, see him as Black Pete, because that's how they call it.
That's actually crazy. So for them, if you don't mind, like, what kind of ages are we talking about?
They're like 3 and...
So interaction-wise, as a 3-year-old in a village in the Netherlands, your only idea and view of a Black person is basically blackface because it's celebrated in the festive period.
It's celebrating festive period that they're giving them presents. So, of course, they're going to, link them. Like, it's a Black person giving you presents. How great can it be? So, therefore, if I'm going to show up to their house... And I'm the person, I'm that auntie that brings presents all the time. But if I'm going to do that this time, I'm thinking like this. Imagine, I have to think like this. I have to think, cool, if I'm working up there with my partner and presents, are they going to think that is Santa Claus Zwarte Piet?
Yeah, and you don't want them to call him that.
Because it takes a child to be like, oh, Mom, look.
Yeah. That's so awkward to have to go through in modern times. That's why I just don't understand why the Netherlands just get rid of it.
Well, I have said I'm never going to celebrate that, and my family still does it, and I think they kind of know to not send me any pictures, because this year I've got no pictures, and even I love my nephews and nieces, but that I don't need to see. And I remember 2 years ago I went back home for the same time, Christmas time, around that time, and it happened, and they all came to the village, and Yezzi, I remember I was on the bike. As you know, in the Netherlands, we bike.
Yeah,
right?
I've been hit by one.
Yeah, okay. See, there you go.
Yeah. Amsterdam.
So I was back on my bike in the village, picking up some stuff. Mom said, go to the shop. I said, Mom, no problem. I'll go to the shop for you. Go to the shop, you see. I'm there on my bike, in the village. And I look up, and just before Sinterklaas comes to the village, or comes to give you the presents, they're always letting Black Pete's going around to hype up the kids a little bit.
Okay.
So it was in the village, and I was on my bike, and I look up and I see them, and I'm like, what? Are we actually still doing this here?
When was that?
Exactly. That was after it's already became a whole thing of not doing it no more.
Okay.
So I'm talking about 2 years ago. We were canceling this 5 years ago. So why is your whole face black? Why are you still black? That for me, I was so pissed. And I remember I was on the bike. And, I just wanted to bike towards them because my mom has this electric bike. Yeah, that thing goes fast.
Yeah,
that thing ain't a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah. Windstorm, whatever, you go.
Yeah, I've been on the Lime ones. Yeah, Lime bikes.
But this one has little settings you can. So I was biking hard, and I just wanted to bike into them, but they were talking to kids and being with kids and all of that. So I turned around and I was so angry, and I come home and I just throw my stuff away, and I said to my mom, I walked in and my mom was in the kitchen. I said, sorry for my language, guys, but I said, why are we ever celebrated this? What the heck was wrong with you guys? Why did you let me do this? Why did you did this? And mom was like, I understand your reaction, and she was calming me down, letting me know that it was just a stupid ignorance, and I can't blame her, because where she's coming from, everyone is white, and if you get filled in with it, and I feed it, and it's fine. As a young kid, generation of generation, I'm not saying, if you see where I'm coming from, Yezzi, there was no Black people when I was young.
Okay.
So it's there was one kid that came into my class that was Black, and I was friends with him because I knew how to play with kids, because my baby doll was the same color, and I didn't see difference.
Yeah. So that wasn't a shock to you?
It wasn't a shock to me.
Yeah.
And I remember a lot of kids were asking rude questions to him.
Because of their ignorance?
Yeah. They were asking oh, I heard your bum is white. I heard all of these kind of things, and he had to answer these questions. And I always was and I was said, stop asking him questions. I was super protecting over it, because I actually I think I kind of understood this ain't right. But then at the same time, you're making me painting my face for a festival holiday.
Yeah.
So it's super it's bad.
It's
and
hard to differentiate right and wrong when wrong looks right in that setting.
And I'm just, I literally just want to, in my way, I always have said, like, I just want to, I feel like I want to constantly apologize because of what part I played in it. But I'm grateful that when I was aware, like, that actually happened on a very young age. I didn't, because I'm talking grown-ass people that are still doing it, and that definitely hear about it.
That's so weird to me. It's like, my thing is that we're all educated enough and everyone has the resources to know what blackface is.
You have a television, sorry, it's on the news 24/7.
So my thing is that if I tell you something offends me and you keep on doing it, and then if I now react in a way that may be seen as aggressive in order to what I think might solve the issue.
That's yours. Then it's your fault. Because why? Because you made an issue. It's so unfair, and
it's crazy how society works. It's like, if you make something an issue, you're immediately demonized because you've made an action on what you've been offended by.
Yeah,
like, make it make sense.
I try to. This is the thing. I try to come home and educate my family and be like, "Do you understand this is wrong?" Or how do you feel like when this and this and this is happening? Or imagine that will be you in that position, but how can you tell somebody that is actually born into privilege to tell that? Imagine that was you. Like, they cannot.
It's very hard to imagine yourself in a situation, especially when you don't want to go there, because a lot of people, whether they want to admit it or not, they don't like to take their mind to a negative place because it's uncomfortable. And a lot of people are very comfortable in their ignorance.
No, yes, they're uncomfortable admitting that they were ignorant.
Okay.
Because how uncomfortable is it to say, as a white person, just saying that, I'm not saying they are.
Yeah, but for example,
for example, how uncomfortable must it be to say, you know what, I've been a racist my entire life, celebrating this and this and this. I've been putting black paint on my face, but I did that. And I was technically was just racist. Like, how uncomfortable is that going to be? Or it's better to say, you know what, no, but it's a festive holiday, so we continue doing it because it's for the kids. Is it better to say it that way or to admit it? Of course they're going to say, like, it's better to do it X, Y, and Z. Like, to do it the way it's easiest, which saying it's for the kids, rather than say, I was a fool, I was ignorant, I did, like, not pay attention. It's easier to take it the easy way and not to make them look bad.
Yeah.
And that's sad. And that's the reality we live in.
It is sad. You're my friend.
Uh-huh.
And you know, Hey Sis is like, we go deep.
Yeah.
It's not a trivial type of place, yeah. But I just want to pick your brain a bit, if that's okay. Because you're a term, that sounds so bad to say, yeah. That's but basically, there is a time where someone might refer to someone that looks like you as white passing.
Yeah.
Whereby it's like, both your parents aren't necessarily white. It's just the one. But to society, you would be deemed as 100% white.
Yeah.
There's no doubt in that, when that's not necessarily the case. And I wanted to ask you, like, having grown up in a village and seeing things like blackface still being celebrated in modern times, yeah, are you ready for maybe potentially having a mixed race child? That's not going to be white passing.
Yeah, well, that is obviously, I have been thinking about it a lot. Because obviously, when I will have a child, it will be mixed race. So,
yeah.
I'm happy with my knowledge. I'm happy the road and the way it has been going on. Even a conversation, many conversations you and I had, of you telling me things, of conversations I had with other people that were just explaining me their side of it. And the reason why is because I want to know, I want to educate myself, because eventually I'm going to have to teach my son or my daughter that what is actually really happening in the world, or what is right or wrong, or what not to accept or what not to do, because therefore I've seen from people and friends around me how bad it could be for people of color. Yeah. So I am very well aware that having a mixed race son or daughter is going to be a lot of explaining.
Yeah, it's going to be very different, because I feel like unless you're mixed or black, you don't understand the complexities that come with just being of a different ethnic group or mixed ethnicities. Like, you know, the girl that did Water, Tyler.
Yeah.
It's like that whole thing that broke out with her where people are trying to identify, okay, she's mixed race, but she refers to herself as coloured, which is wrong. But in South Africa, that's not a thing. And there's so many complexities depending on where you are. And it's like, people have this one set image of mixed race.
Yeah.
But it's like, there's going to be a moment where you realize, or you've already realized anywhere, where your experience of being mixed race is going to be different to your child's mixed race experience.
I would never say that I'm always going to classify myself as white.
Okay.
And it's not because I want to, I just have like, it's not,
That's
I don't
interesting.
have, because I don't have enough. I had no struggle.
Okay.
I had no, nobody ever questioned me. Nobody ever looked at me differently because I came from, like, my mom looks very white. She has like blue eyes and she's very white skin. My dad in that other direction is more almost a bit like Asian Mediterranean looking, so it wouldn't be classified as from a African background or a Caribbean background, so it would necessarily not classify straight away as black.
Yeah.
That is, for me, like, I had no struggle of like slavery. I had no struggle of seeing my mom struggling in a certain type of way because I simply didn't have it.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say I'm this or I'm that. I am having mixed blood from a specific background that is not like from an African background, or so. Yeah, therefore I'm just having mixed blood and I'm most likely aiming to white. So I'm not going to claim anything that is to do with the struggle
So
certain people have gone through.
So it's like, but for you, it's like there's basically no excuse for anybody to not stand out against things that you know is wrong. And just circling back to the whole festival that's celebrated in the Netherlands, it's like you don't have to be of a group or part of a group to understand what's wrong and what's right. And I think a lot of people need to realize that you don't have to be part of something in order to stand up against it. And I think some people think that, oh, you know, I need a lot of money or a lot of political influence in order to make a change. No. Like, even the small seed, quote unquote small seed, of you just even saying to your family, this is wrong, guys. Yeah. We shouldn't do this. And I'm pretty sure your nieces and nephews are going to grow up and move out probably similar to yourself and see that, okay, this is what my aunt was talking about this whole time.
Yeah, I hope so.
You can only hope.
Because
you can only hope.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
Looking at the looking at how it's standing right now, I don't think so.
I appreciate your honesty though.
Like, I just see how they are still like very keen on it, and that.
Wow.
Yeah, and that is just, you know, it can go as deep as questions of like, yeah, I can't even explain it, but I feel that there is so much work to do, and everyone in the family, to make that more a thing of not letting it go into generation over generation. And they just don't want to kill the holiday spirit like that. And that is, why not? That's Christmas. Why can't we just not start focusing on Christmas? Because what the rest of your school kids are doing, Sinterklaas, yep, that's it. If everyone needs to stop doing it, because imagine my nephew and niece was going to school saying we didn't have Sinterklaas because, and the rest of the kids had, what that of an impact is going to have on them, or like, I don't know.
So they even feel the need to do it just to be included, like just to feel inclusive at school as well.
I mean, that's what my most logical reason could be, because for them then. For me, my most logical reason would be like simply because of the respect. But for them, I think it would be like, yeah, but everyone does it. So I'm not going to let my kid go to school without presents for Sinterklaas. Why would I?
For the sake of activism.
For the sake of activism.
Because I went to Amsterdam. I didn't experience racism, at least not overt racism that I could notice yet. But as an actual Dutch person, are you telling me that the Netherlands is still very much rife with racism?
I think it's the ignorance in the villages.
Okay.
Because Amsterdam, Rotterdam, great. Like, multicultural, like, Black people owning shops, like, it's good. Like, I love to see it like that. They bring out the food, they bring out everything. Is just like equal. as much as obviously we can be, because we're still always dealing with like an eye somebody has for a white person or a black person. It's just reality, and that is super sad, and I hate to live in that reality. But I'm happy to see places such as like Amsterdam or Den Haag or Rotterdam that actually show like sort of like, here you have you can create, you can open shops, you actually can like do your thing, and rather than selling no projects in my village for like people that
basic stuff. Yeah.
Because I was there with my partner and I was trying to find cocoa butter because that is what he likes to use. What was different than what we there we have cream, and you know, different skin types need different skin like products.
Yeah.
So there was this cocoa butter from
Palmer's,
this big for like travel size, and I was looking in the shop. I was looking in the shop for a time, and I said to my mom, "No, cocoa butter." She picked up like other products with coconut in it. It's like, "Mama, cocoa butter." She's like, "Okay," because she was really trying to help to find it. And I was like, every aisle I went, I got more disappointed and more disappointed. And I went to the till. I said to the lady, I remember my mom was talking to the lady, and I was like, so pissed. I picked it up. I said, "Excuse me." I was like, "Do you have a bigger size of this? You only have the smaller size." She said, No, unfortunately, we only have the smaller side. And the way I just throw that thing back in the thing, I was like, I'm just so tired.
Yeah.
Because this is, and I turned around to my because he loves it there. He said, the quality of life here is amazing. Da, da, da. And I walked up, said, "Do you still love it?" Said, "This is imagine having a kid. Imagine me going to the shop. I have to go to the city, which is an hour away, to get hair products for my kid because y'all don't want to have it here."
Hold on. You're watching this episode. Yeah, I see you preen. You haven't liked. You haven't subscribed. You haven't even dropped a comment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a bit of time. You know, drink out of my Santa cup. Okay? You've done it? All right, let's get back to the episode.
And I'm just thinking, like, how must they feel?
Yeah.
To live in a village that is just non-existing.
You know why it's so crappy as well? Is like, someone can actually like village life, but because it doesn't cater to your ethnic needs, you have to move away. You have to live in a city.
Well, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
that is like how, yeah.
Even though there are people there.
Yeah. There are
It's
more
so
and more,
weird.
like, this is where every time I'm there, I'm like just looking like, oh, like, is it developed? Do people want to like be here more? And yeah, I think it's developing better and I'm happy with that. But at the same time, I'm just keep on getting disappointed.
Still so much work to do.
So much work to do.
So how do we move forward? Like, how do we make a change so 2024 and onwards, it's not still like this in a modern village to be so archaic and so ignorant and backwards?
You know, B, I think we all know that if we want to make a change, we all need to make a change. And that is the sad thing about it, is that just such as things as like my own family that still wants to celebrate it, regardless the fact that, yeah, the faces are now just having marks or like dirt, rather than, no, that is, it's got to stop. It's just got to, it's got to stop. The whole thing got to stop, because that's the only way to full on kill it. Because why continuously going on with that night? Take it away, because you're technically still celebrating the festive, which still represents the slavery, which still comes from a past where people have suffered and people have had horrible traumas on from families and decades on long, and you still celebrating that gotta go. And that is, if that's ever gonna happen, I'm gonna be super proud of my people.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I doubt it, because it's marked in there too much, and I'm going to do as much as I can to let my people know that I can give an advice on to not do it. And I see my friends in the Netherlands, they really don't do it because they know, like, it's just not okay. But
Yeah.
as a friends of my age, the friends are, like, aware more than the elders that trying to do it for their kids. So yeah, only option is all the notices needs to be the same way. Everyone needs to just do the same thing and just cancel the whole thing. And because still celebrating it with white faces, I'm so sorry, but that is still the same thing in my eyes.
No, it's facts. I mean, that's one hell of a final takeaway. I mean, my final takeaway is the same as yours. I just feel like if something has roots of slavery, the transatlantic slavery, any type of prejudice, racism, you might as well just cut it at the root. There's no transformative thing where, oh, we're going to flip this into a positive.
Because what now is good. Because now it's accepted.
You can't.
You're still celebrating the same thing. You're still celebrating a white man on the horse. And then what? Some people running around giving, it's still marks of slavery. It's still the white man and the black people around him running around, working for him.
It's very triggering. It's very offensive. And if you don't want to end it, it means that you're for it.
Yeah.
That's what it is. But yeah, guys, it's been an episode of Hey Sis, a very different one. We are into the festive and Christmas season, but we're going to talk about everything, whether that is the good, bad, or the ugly. You know, we're always going to keep it 100% real with you. You have been listening to another episode of Hey Sis, but before you go, you need to make sure that you like, subscribe, and drop a comment. Don't be stingy. We are on the road to 10,000 followers on the Instagram page. So if you haven't, you better go ahead and follow that. Hey Sis _UK. We've had my good sis come over to the Hey Sis HQ. Indy, what's next for you? What's grinding? What's up? What should we look out for?
Ooh, I got a shoot coming up.
Okay.
Like, yeah, the little thing. I have a campaign beginning of January. Like,
so you just stepping into the new year just on a high, yeah?
I am, yeah. And I mean, you know, how we do it.
Light brag. Just
usually,
light brag.
the January season is dead for me. So
for everyone.
I'm actually happy that I can start my year like that. Hopefully that this is going to continue and going on like a snowball effect, because I usually have a very slow start and it doesn't really, I feel like I have to push really hard. So I hope that is going to be giving me that kick of like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
And that is how I'm going to just imagine it for now. I'm just going to imagine it just start rolling early in the year.
Aww. How do I say bye in Dutch?
Doei.
Doei. Doei. You've been listening and watching another episode of Hey Sis. Stay blessed.
Time for chit chat, because she move like a queen and I like what I see and I wanna get more of that.
I undress and he blows success. Lay down as you decompress. Come mine and forget the stress. Got the 9 to 5 cause he tryna change his life. He can't help it but to show his bad side. So he call me Yezzi when he want that good ride. Follow my stride.